Yeah. Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on. How are you today? Black History Month in full force, although we do celebrate, commemorate, and acknowledge Black history 365 days in the year. That's how we do it. Culturally relevant conversations from a global perspective. You can get us on Facebook page, Coffee Conversations with Greg J, the Greg Johnson Facebook page, the Kalimba Song Coffee Company Facebook page, our news platform, Beach City Perspective, and the Beach City Radio, YouTube, Greg Johnson. Just get it and check it out. We are live right now from the Dream Creators Studio, actually over here in Studio B. We're still doing some work around here. Working remotely, moving offices around, and just trying to grow and evolve in a very strenuous world. This is our second or third coffee conversation of the year. We're just trying to slowly get back into it after our sojourn to the motherland, Ghana. We did a couple of coffee conversations live. Got some recordings also in the can. A lot of you guys are hitting me up on email and text and my inbox on Instagram asking, so many questions about Ghana, and we're going there. You can go to Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com to check it out. And yes, indeed, I do have quite a few prognostications, or as we call them, contemplations from the motherland that we filmed out there. We're just going to keep putting them out there. Today, we want to talk about Black cinema. Pan-African Film Festival is going on. That's part of a, Black History Month staple here in Southern California. My good friend Jasmine Canick, I ran into her at the opening night gala, and she was reminding me that the Pan-African Film Festival is really the last legacy Black event. Like everything else is kind of new, but this is 30 plus years strong, consistent. We all look forward to it as we begin to see so many films. Brother Ayuko Babu is going to be with us as soon as he checks in here. Got a special guest, my new, well, not so new friend. Why did I say my new friend? That's because I hadn't talked to her in a while, but she's coming through. I'm going to, Wendy Racquel Robinson is doing big things, continuously steady, just a down-to-earth sister, conscious, giving back to the community. We're going to talk about all of that. We'll just contemplate, culture, film, television. Remember, we've been talking about messages that have been coming over our platforms, whether it's in music, whether it's in across the stage in theater, whether it's in, film. How are we presenting ourselves? Are we promoting the pornography of Black pain? Or are we, creating works that uplift and inspire our community? We really need these voices to be heard all across the diaspora. We reach over to Africa. We hear the perceptions of our brothers and sisters over on the continent. We reach over all across the country. You know how we do it. We just open up, get our coffee cup, and begin to open our minds and experience the Black creative diaspora. All right, before we get into this, while we're waiting on Brother Babu to come through, and I'm going to bring Wendy Racquel Robinson in on this here. Let's welcome her. She's in the waiting room. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Here she is.
Oh.
Good morning.
Morning, darlings. Perfect timing.
Yes,
Just arrived. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. How are you? Wendy Racquel Robinson, man, I
Oh,
haven't seen you in a minute.
it has been a minute. It's good to be seen. How about we say that? I'm blessed. I'm
Amen.
highly favored. I'm excited to be reunited. It's been years. I've known you forever and
Yes.
ever and have watched your show and have been a fan. And I'm just so glad I could have a little coffee and a little conversation.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I'm gonna. I forgot to bring it with me for the broadcast today, but I have a picture of you with Mickey Mouse when we gave you the Proven Achievers Award. I don't know. That's been 25 years.
Ooh, baby, I don't know who's older, me or Mickey, but you know what? That was actually it was a wonderful time. I was honored. I still have that beautiful crystal award that
Yes.
KTLH honored me with, and more importantly, you know what's interesting? It's our 26th year for
Wow.
Amazing Grace Conservatory. So all of that was right in line. I was a proven achiever before I was even proven, and I feel
Wow.
like we are Black history. You and
Yeah.
I, we are.
Look at
We
that.
are
Isn't
Black
that
history.
something? Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, yes. Well, look, I want to show this. Well, let's first of all, let's just talk about it. I see you all over the entertainment news. The game is coming back, and
The game is back, darling. We
is
just
back.
finished, yes, we just finished season 2 on Paramount Plus. But
Nice.
it's season 2 of the reimagined. So this is our third incarnation of that show. It's been
Wow.
on 3 different networks and it's
Mhm,
pretty unprecedented.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Tell me all the platforms, because I heard you running that off, and I was like, "Good grief!" Well, that's pretty interesting, because I've been really, you know, analyzing how we consume television content now. It's all app based, and you can see almost anything at any given time.
Right.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm. How
It's
many platforms has the game been on?
The game has been blessed to be on 3 different platforms. We started initially on the CW,
Mm,
and we did that for 2 seasons, and then we were down. We had like I wanna say it was like a 4-year lapse,
mhm.
and then it's like the game's coming back, and I was like, "The game is what?" And we were picked up by BET,
Nice.
and they gave us, 9 seasons, and then we had another lapse. That was about I want to say about a good 3.5 seasons, 3.5 years.
Mm,
And then we were just picked up by Paramount Plus. And it is only because of the fans. It is only because of, people like you that have stood behind us and supported a show that just speaks so much to the culture. It's so relevant. And now Paramount, I can honestly say they have plussed it in terms of the production value, in terms
nice.
of the storyline. It's more of a dramedy. It's heavy content, but it's told through the lens of Tasha. Tasha Mack is still there, and she's
Mm,
still feisty, but now she's in an elevated platform where she's
mhm.
in ownership. There I am. I'm talking to myself now. But it's a much more elevated platform, and the issues that we conquer are everything from hairism to racism to mental health, physical health. My character went through a lot of physical health challenges this season, so
Mhm,
it speaks to us specifically as a Black culture, because my character went through fibroids, which is something that a lot of
mhm,
Black women suffer from.
mhm.
So it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Did you just say hairism?
Hairism. Yes. Hairism. If you don't know,
Ah,
now you know.
now
And
you know.
hairism. So I have a 10-year-old daughter on the show, and
Mhm,
she's a tennis prodigy. And she was in a tennis match, and they cut her hair because the beads weren't
mm,
acceptable. So she had her hair braided like Serena and Venus.
mhm,
And, at this privileged school of a different persuasion, they said that it wasn't acceptable. And it was a panic moment that the headmistress had because I wasn't available. And they were like, call your mom, because these beads, you're going to be disqualified. And they had to make a choice on my behalf. And they cut not only her beads, but they cut her hair. And it was pretty, I'm sorry, I don't have my phone on silent, but it was devastating. So from that, when I say hairism, we not only tackled Black women in the hair, the beads, the braids, but in solidarity, because my daughter's hair was cut, she was traumatized. I took off, all of my hair and my wig and went natural, and
Mhm.
and stood in solidarity, just to show her there is beauty in all forms of hair. Hair doesn't make you. You are not your
That's right.
hair at all.
That's
So it
right.
was it was it was really powerful, and
Wow.
it spoke to so many women and so many cultures, because a lot of cultures don't know. It's like, oh my God, can I touch your hair? It's this, it's that, and it's like, no, you can't.
Right. Right.
And yeah, I was really proud of that work. I'm also executive
Interesting.
producer on the show, so it's
See?
it's put me in a new seat and in a new light and a new realm and new rooms.
Mhm,
I'm really
mhm.
proud of that.
All right. So you're executive producer. So if I go out on the lot, you have one of those little offices they have on there.
No, my office is called my trailer.
Ah, nice.
You can come sit in my trailer. That's what you can do. Come sit in my
Ah,
trailer. But no, I,
wow.
I don't have an office. I don't need the bells and whistles. I just
Uh,
walk in those shoes that I've been given, and I'm really proud
that's
of it. We shoot
nice.
in Atlanta, so unless you're gonna take
Oh,
airplane, trains, and automobiles to come to my office, I don't think that's gonna work.
okay. That's all right. I got folks in Atlanta. I can stay in one
Okay,
of the
okay,
bedrooms over
that's
there.
right. I'm
Come
gonna
on, Dr. Lula Bolton, let me in.
okay, right.
Right, right. Nice, nice, nice. Let me ask you, I mean, you've had so many different roles. You are definitely a steady, um, you know, thespian in our space, in our culture. What have you seen over the years in terms of our advancement as a people and how we are portrayed in the screen? The screen, the history
Mhm.
is all out there for us to see, from going
Yes.
all the way back to Amos and Andy and Rochester and all this here, right, to
Mm.
today. Now you see every channel, we see us, and it's really, really a beautiful thing. Talk about the progression of blackness, of melanin
Ah.
in your field.
It's really exciting. I think we're in the midst of a renaissance of
Mhm,
sorts.
mhm,
As I look, yes, you do hear the other voices like, oh, if I see another slave movie, if I see
mhm,
one more Teal or Harriet or Kindred, those certain shows that kind of speak to where we were as a people. I think it's so important to understand that history always repeats itself.
mhm,
And one thing that I know from working with young people, they're not getting the history in classes and
mhm,
in school. And it's very intentional that they're not being taught history. So I do stand behind those films that serve as that. But when I watch TV and the content, they say content is king right now. And there's so much content. I feel like, we're seeing, especially our Black women. There are two shows that I'm especially fond of. There's a new show called Harlem that features four dynamic Black women that are, doing powerful things, not only for themselves, but, I want to say for the culture as well,
mhm,
and then
mhm,
there's Girls Who Run the World. There's another one, and that's another one of four different dynamic women that are, living their lives. I want to say in the city of New York and doing incredible things. There's um, there's so many new shows, but what's more important, there's so many people behind the scenes and Black showrunners,
mhm,
and that are, I want to say, they're consciously putting out material. BET Plus. I just watched. That's why I'm so sleepy. I stayed up and watched Monique's new movie on BET Plus last night, and it was quite a ride. It was interesting. We're
mhm,
entering the horror genre. We're entering
mhm,
the thriller genre. There are new networks. There's the All Black Network. There's Tubi,
mhm,
as a platform. There's BET Plus. And BET has just bought VH1. I think it's a time right now, especially if you are artistic, if you are interested in writing, producing, directing, and doing everything, besides getting in front of the camera. I think the floodgates are wide open. I think it's important now to learn everything, just like you are as an engineer, to learn all of those things about running a network. And not to mention you have your social media platforms. So it's exciting, and I'm excited to now. I'm going to be venturing into directing. So
Nice.
yeah, to just tell our stories, because if we don't tell our stories, who else will?
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
think that's our obligation as artists.
Yeah, that's really important. That's actually one of the mantras of our business over here at Hannibal Media Group and Dream Creator Studio is tell our stories, tell our
Mhm.
own stories.
Yes,
And we're on
yes.
that. We're on that like really, really it's very serious. Yeah.
It's critical. It really
Yes.
is. I did a class with my young people, and we were getting ready to do the Color Museum, which is a
Uh-huh.
wonderful piece. It's a play. And I was like, so let's talk about the Color Museum, because what it does, it chronicles African Americans from the diaspora all the
Mhm,
way to present day. And
mhm.
I'm gonna make this real short.
Yeah.
So I was like, and this is a wonderful group of young people from, it was my summer camp. So it was from 8 to 11-year-olds. I said, so how did we get here from Africa?
Mhm,
First thing, hands are going up. We took cruise ships. We were brought over here to clean hotels. We were, and I was really, I was taken aback. I was shocked. I was appalled. I found it as a teachable moment, not only for me as an educator and as an artist, but it was a teachable moment for me as being put in a position of mentoring young people. I was like, it's bigger than just the arts, it's bigger than
mhm,
just this play.
mhm.
Right now we got to sit down and we need to come to Jesus moment. And I had to really sit back and educate them before we even got to the production. So I'm saying all of that to say, if we don't tell our stories, who will? If not us, then who? And if not right now, then when? It is such a critical time.
Okay, so wait, the babies are saying we got here on cruise ships? What?
Did I stutter? Did I
Wait.
stutter? That not all of them, but there were at least three that were also in agreement. I said, wait a minute. I said, are you
Mhm,
serious? I really
mhm,
thought I was being punked.
mhm,
And these were,
mhm,
they were my 7, 8-year-olds, but still,
mhm, mhm. That's so deep, that
it's so deep.
yeah, and it really reveals this whole notion, right, about critical race theory. Right now, we're looking at Florida banning, history, African American history as a college prep course, and
Wow.
just so many Texas, the state legislature really moving very strong to block our history, and this
And
really,
even LAUSD, come on, let's
man,
keep it 100.
yeah,
Outside of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Harriet Tubman,
wow,
that's it.
wow, wow,
And
it
it's so intentional.
It's very
So
intentional, and as we move through the globe and travel to the motherland, I mean, we went through the slave dungeons over there, and just when you really look at Cape Coast, some of you all that might be watching this will have been over there, and you go to Cape Coast and you see a ginormous castle, right? And just the
wow.
sheer size of it, and then when you go down into the dungeons, just the sheer size of it really reminds you, we're not trying to hurt people's feelings, but the thing of it is that it happened. They did that,
They did that.
that's
It
fact.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
Forget the feelings. Okay, let's get to the facts.
Yes,
Forget
yes.
the feelings and let's get to the facts. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. I had a Cambodian friend of mine was talking, and he had gone to DC for a business meeting, and part of the conference that he was participating in, they went to the African American Museum over there, and he asked me, he said, he was sharing his experience, and he did not know our struggle in America. He had no
Mm,
idea. And then he said, wait, he said, but I saw the ship with all of the bodies stuffed in there. He said, did that
wow.
really happen? And I was like, yes, brother, that happened. That's how
That
we got
happened.
here. And he was like,
Yeah.
how come they don't teach us that in school? We come to America as immigrants and then we go into the schools, they don't mention this stuff. And I
They
just looked
don't.
at him like, yo, that's a welcome to America. you know,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
We've been talking a lot about. We're still waiting on Brother Babu to come in.
Well, Babu better come on and be.
Yeah, that's
Come
right.
on,
That's
Babu,
right.
where you
We
at?
go. We go. We're
No, I
gonna
know
do
he's
it, but
busy.
it's
I know.
interesting.
I gotta mess with him. I love him.
Word.
Uh-huh.
It's so funny that we've been doing a series we did last year on this show about African Americans in classical music,
Oh.
and coupled with that, I saw here locally in Long Beach, where we originate. I saw some seminar discussions with some of the traditional arts groups, the symphony and the opera. And they
Oh
were
wow.
talking about how, like, the opera had a seminar all about the, blackface and, the wigs and how they really had to kind of dress up the black actors, and also too just the lack of black
Mm.
representation in those fields. And I was really pleased when I went to the opening of the Pan African Film Festival to see this great film called Chevalier. Oh
Oh.
my goodness.
Oh.
And what I'd like to do
Oh.
here at this moment is kind of play the trailer for y'all.
Please play
And
the
hold on.
trailer.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just share
Please, God.
screen and we're going to make it happen here. Yeah, I mean, what a tremendous piece. We're going to watch this, y'all, and then let's see what it do. Have
Make
this
it do what it
discussion.
do.
Yes, have this discussion here. We must do this.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure my sound is on. And here we go.
Close to me passed away, and it had an effect on me.
You haven't seen her since she was 8 years old, and you're going to reconnect with her?
Sorry.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, I thought the trailer was gonna be longer. I wanted more. The trailer that I saw at the movie, I was like, Chevalier.
You're right. Hold on. Yeah, hold on a minute. Let me get it together here. I had it in queue here.
Come on, Chevalier.
Yes. I had it in queue. It switched up on me.
Technology.
Technology, yes.
It has a mind of its own.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. This is not it. All right, this is not it. Let me get myself I'm so sorry, y'all.
It is okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wonderful thing about being live.
Mm-hmm.
This is all the way live, is it? Or no?
It is.
It is? Oh,
it is.
Yeah, live, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is. And also, too, on demand after we're done, anywhere you want to go, beachcityradio.com, YouTube, everywhere that you would like to see. We even repurpose the audio as a podcast.
Oh,
yeah. So you can get it on demand wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Bring it.
All right. All right, I got it now. Here we go. Yeah, Chevalier is a tremendous film, and I really let me just go back to you, and here we go. And here is Chevalier. It better be. There he is.
Welcome to Paris, Joseph.
Monsieur, I fear this will not be a kind place to such a boy.
The boy has talent, but one in particular that is exceptional.
Very well.
I realized the more I excelled, the less I was alone.
Were you always so competitive?
The show-off who spoiled Mozart's concert.
May I play with you, monsieur?
Well, I hope this won't be embarrassing for you. Who the hell is that?
You are quite a remarkable man, Joseph.
I, Marie Antoinette, Queen of France, hereby anoint you Chevalier.
Any other country, a man of your color would not be wearing such fine clothes.
One day, the whole world will know me. And of course, the music will be spectacular. Bold.
You don't belong here. You're a party trick. You're a pet, playing the violin. That is all.
You know I am the best.
You are playing a dangerous game, friend.
You forget your place, boy. Break his hands.
This world is painful for us, my son. But there is always the choice to fight.
I'm putting on a concert. Let us fund the revolution.
We cannot afford to make any more enemies.
France is changing.
You could be more influential than you know. Leverage it.
If you take to the stage, you will be erased. There will be no new France. You cannot topple what has been ordained by God.
Not everything is about you people.
Yeah.
Chevalier.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Now
really...
that right there. Well, you
Yeah.
saw the movie. I didn't see it.
I
Tell
saw
us
it.
about it.
Yes, I saw it, and it is really it was so profound for me that I'm still trying to process it because there were so many messages inside there. So hold on one sec. Let me turn the music off here. Yeah, so many messages inside there it was just otherworldly, and really
powerful to say that.
Causes you to think. It hits all of the touch points, and true story, right? And for those of you see where he goes up and he interrupts the person on stage with his violin and they do a battle, that is Mozart. He goes up and he just kind of takes over Mozart's show and they do a violin battle, and Chevalier just smokes him. It's really, really something. And it touches on all the points of the day, the link to slavery, the link to how the slave masters would get with the women, and then the mulatto children and their role in the whole society of the day. I mean, it is bananas.
The touchstone of everything.
Yes. So that one comes out, I believe, in March, and y'all need to go see that and support that film. It's really, really awesome.
And it's also at the Pan-African Film Festival. They have a screening again on this Friday, I believe, right?
This Friday. That's right. It is.
Good Lord, tomorrow.
We'll be getting ready I'm gonna try to make it, but we're getting ready for our festival out there in the city of Inglewood. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But when we examine these historicals, the history of our people over time, why are we so erased? We are, these stories, you have to dig deep to try to find them. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, dang, wow, this is a powerful story.
Because we are a culture that is so complex. We are so, you don't think that's intentional? Come on.
I do.
The kings and queens that we are. And if our young people knew, I truly have a theory that would eradicate gang violence. If we were shown how beautiful and how we really, really are to all of these young people, there would be no need for black on black crime. It's like, oh my God, I see the king and queen in you. I truly believe that, but it is because we're not shown as we should be. And I'm sorry. Now, I know this is coffee and conversations, but can I add a little oatmeal in there?
Oh, sure.
I just take off running right after this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we're almost at 10. Yeah. And I'm just happy to be here, but I'm in the middle of 5,000 things. So if I get my little morning jolts, I won't be ready to uphold for the day. So
No, that's all right. I got it.
I'm gonna make this real comfortable for us.
Yeah, nice, nice. It's so funny because yes, I'm watching you and I see that you're super, super busy. Let's talk about Amazing Grace Performing Arts Conservatory.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Let's talk about that. I mean, that has always amazed me as I watched you grow in your career that, you don't see a lot of people give back in the way that you are doing. They take, the money and the fame and the red carpets, and they just ball it out of control. But, it's often rare that you see, the artists say, you know what, I have a heart and compassion for the community. Community development, giving back to our community, building and uplifting our community is near and dear to my heart. It's actually part of my DNA. And I really applaud you for what you're doing with the Amazing Grace Conservatory. Talk about that. And, first of all, what is that? There's somebody out there right now.
What is it? You know what? It's one of those things that's just really difficult to put into words, but I'm going to try very quickly. So, like I said, 26 years ago, my best friend and I, Tracy Lamar Coley, two struggling artists with a passion for arts and community, put our heads and our hearts together. And we created a performing arts school where initially we were just teaching acting, voice, and dance classes. But here we are now, 26 years later, and we have developed a platform for young people to express themselves unapologetically in an environment that is safe, that they are surrounded by, I want to say, role models and mentors that look like them, that are professional artists that all pour back into the community and into these young people. So we've also expanded, and now we teach digital arts, as well as, we have the young filmmakers coming up that are telling our stories from the lens of, we start as early as 5 years old, but we go all the way up to 18. And now, in these 26 years, we have some stellar alumni that have just come through and doing tremendous things, including Issa Rae. We just honored her. She's an incredible, distinguished alumni, and you know what she has done. And she's also created a pipeline from Amazing Grace Conservatory to a lot of the projects. I had so many young people that were on Insecure that were working as production assistants. I was able to be on the show and play her mother. So that was a full circle moment, coming from Amazing Grace to really, girl, I'm on your set. Right. And just to see, we have young people that are all the way in the White House. Wow. So we take it from the hood to Hollywood and beyond. And we just provide a platform where they can just be unapologetically themselves. And, we're in a world right now where so many kids are ostracized and bullied. And bullying is very different than it was from when we were coming up. Because I was bullied, and it was just, Famonte, I'll never forget, Famonte and Sophia Harris, they would just chase me, into the girls' bathroom and call me names. But now you have social media triggers. You have, cyberbullying. You have so many other things that are causing young people to really go inward and become depressed. And then we're coming out of COVID. So now I've seen so many people, and I'm talking specifically about my young people that have really found a difficult time to find their place in the world and their place even in LA and in the arts. And we give them a place to just feel safe. And just be themselves with no judgment and just come and be. You want to cry, you want to laugh, you want to scream, you want to holler, you want to express yourself. It's a wonderful haven, and I'm just so proud of it.
I'd like for you to share, with the people how they can get a hold of the Amazing Grace Conservatory and how they can get their children involved in what you're doing. But before you do that, I would like to know, how does it make you feel when you see, like, with the babies that came up under you and then they're blowing up? Because I know for my interns, when I look at them and I see that they're doing news anchor desk and all this stuff, oh my God, it makes me feel so good. It's like, what?
It's like, and a child will lead them.
Yeah.
And, I've always said, your seeds shall exceed you. And it's humbling, it's gratifying to know that wow, my impact and my legacy on this planet has really, it's manifested into this.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable. And I'm just so thankful that I feel like God is just using me as an artist to just do things beyond my imagination. And like I said, even from the historical content, and teaching young people the history and the legacy, it's bigger than just the arts. I feel like the arts, that's just the car that we're in. But the road that we are driving, it's so much bigger. And the destination, just when I thought we got to one stop, God is like, nope, we got, it's the Underground Railroad. I feel like it's like, wow, come on board. Wow, I've never said that, but that's almost what it feels like.
Sure.
And we're just, we don't know what the promised land is, but I can promise you that in this land, it's going to be something that is beyond your imagination. There are friendships that have happened at Amazing Grace Conservatory within the young people that now they're, 40 something years old, and they have like a 25-year friendship. Wow. But they met at Amazing Grace Conservatory, as well as the staff. We're all friends. We're all working artists. One of my dance teachers, I started working with her when I was 10 years old. We were dancing together at a wonderful place called Inner City Cultural Center in LA.
Nice. Yeah.
And, she's there. We're still doing it. It's a place that I think, for me personally, and to be selfish, it has allowed me to not get jaded in a business that can be very jading.
Yeah.
And it's a place where I still keep my joy. It's my happy spot. Yeah. It's my happy place. So go to amazinggraceconservatory.org.
Yeah.
It's very easy. I know it's a mouthful, but amazinggraceconservatory.org. And you can see the transformative work that we've been doing. And I'm really, really proud because I'm born and raised in South LA. And, my mom, she was a nurse. Daddy was a postman. I didn't know how I was going to get into this business, but I just knew that I wanted to do something artistic. I had no idea that I'd end up being so blessed to have a career and I want to say a career and a cornerstone with Amazing Grace Conservatory that would really have an impact on the culture.
All right, that's right there in the chat, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Amazing Grace Conservatory.org. Support the organization. It's an arts organization well worth your support. And a place for your kids. Like if you're looking for kids, man, I need hope for my children. There's a tool, right, for pouring positivity into the souls of your children. Amazing Grace Conservatory doing big things. We're waiting for Brother Ayuko Babu for the Pan-African Film Festival, and I guess we're having a few problems getting him in here, but that's okay. We want to encourage you. He's got a few more days out there, the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. A few more days to check out some great films. path.org is the website that you can go and get the schedule and everything. Go to Babu's event, and you see films like Chevalier, but then you see the films from Africa and just the diaspora. What does the Pan-African Film Festival mean to you there, Wendy Racquel Robinson?
Wow. Well, I was fortunate enough to be one of the spokespersons for it. It means so much to me because some of my early beginnings, it gave me a platform to be showcased and for people to see not only the work that I'm doing, but of young filmmakers. So many times you have a dream, and a dream is wonderful, and then you make it come true and you shoot this wonderful project, but it's like, now where's it going to live? In my mama's closet? It's like, no. So it's just been a wonderful place, not only of showcasing young artists, but to also, I call it a community. Community, if you really break it down, is that common unity.
Yeah.
There's a common unity of filmmakers and telling our stories. It all goes back to telling our stories and sharing them, discovering new talents, and networking. you know, it's been, this was the first year I didn't go to the opening, and I was supposed to go. I was overcommitted, but I was in a film last year. It was called Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson Project, and we were the headliner of the festival last year.
Wow.
And that was so special because it was produced by Erica Nicole Malone, who is an incredible producer, a woman of class and vision. And she produced this movie in the middle of COVID. We shut down maybe like 3 times, so you could imagine what that was like. But it starred Let Us See, who did a tremendous job as Mahalia Jackson. And it was directed by the incredible Denise Dowes, who has since passed on, a dear friend of mine. But what it did, it number one, it showcased us. And now, you know, the movie is up for, you know, she's up for 3 Image Awards this weekend. So shout out to that. Sending love to that. Let Us See is nominated. Erica Nicole Malone is nominated. And the movie itself is nominated. So it's just a place where we can tell our stories and see the history and the legacy of us as a people and just be celebrated. And then they had good food afterwards. You know, we had good food buffet.
That's important.
It's important. The food is important.
Yes.
Don't invite me. You got food, fun, festivities, and a little libation.
Yes.
It's very important.
Very important.
And they checked off the list of everything.
Nice.
So and it was great. It was wonderful. So yeah, really excited.
Very cool, man. I forgot the Image Awards is this weekend. So much going on here. We'll be out with you at the City of Inglewood's Black History Month celebration. We're blocking off downtown Inglewood, Market Street. If y'all are familiar with Inglewood, California, Market Street from Market and Regent all the way over to Market and Nutwood. There'll be vendor booths, 2 stages. Wendy Racquel Robinson coming through, you know, to join my good friend Ade Lamar, and shout out to everybody and share some love. You guys can come and see her and meet her and greet her. And, you know, I'm really happy that you are coming down to the community here of Inglewood to lock up with your folks.
I am the community. Are you kidding me? They're gonna be like, "Hey, Wendy."
Yeah,
I feel like I'm just everybody's home girl. Hey, girl.
That's right. Love it.
I love it. I cannot wait to be there. So yes, absolutely.
We're going from 11 to 5 right there. Pan-African Film Festival. Y'all make sure you go through that. Image Awards is coming up. You know, we're going to do spoken word at the Soul Food Kitchen Doolin's next door. That's after the concert, after the festival, 6 p.m. to 9. We'll be over there. Next week, Dream Creator Studio has Celebrating Excellence out here in Long Beach, where we originate at the Loiter Galleries, 425 Promenade North. All of that is on our website. All of that is on our social media. And then you could just drop me a text or inbox me here. I'll tell you all about it so you can participate. Black History Month is in effect. I am so blessed to have Wendy Racquel Robinson join me this morning. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. You know, we'll circle back around, see if we can get Babu, you know, and record him because he has a lot to say. I spoke with him at length earlier this week, and when we set this up and we were talking about the films. Let me share with the story about, you know, we were talking about our longevity together, Wendy, and, you know, all of those years at KJLH Radio was very special, not only for just the notoriety of working, you know, with, you know, working for Stevie Wonder, right? Okay, that's that thing, you know. But
love my Stevie.
Right.
My Stevie.
And so, you know, the essence of it is that, right, you're at this media institution that is the epicenter of Black culture on the West Coast, right? So what that means is, you know, other radio stations may be talking Black culture and you might talk about the Black Panthers, right? At KJLH, you're like talking to people who were there, who were in the Black Panthers, who were in SNCC, you know, and the whole thing. And it's really, really powerful to sit there. Brother Babu is one that would come, buy his advertising for Pan-African Film Festival. And I would sit in there after he handled his business with the station. I would sit in that conference room for hours listening to his days at UCLA, being associated with the movement, what they did, who they, you know, what the triumphs that they had, and even the shortfalls that they had. And it was always a rich conversation with me and him. And I will have to say, and I'll say this publicly, because now that I'm talking about it, I was kind of realizing this. He is probably one of the influences for me to begin this bridge building with Mother Africa, because he was always talking about our need to build these bridges of music, arts, and culture with Mother Africa. And I mean, man, I want to thank him for that. Thank you, Babu. All right. Any last words you want to say with the people?
You know, I just want to say I celebrate our culture every day. And, you know, I feel that so many times we hear all of the negative, but I just want to lift us up. You know, I feel like we are living in such unprecedented times.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to send an encouraging word to everybody out there. I even want to flip it to the Super Bowl. I mean, we had 2 Black quarterbacks. We had, you know, we are such an anomaly as a culture. And I don't know. I just want to just lift us up. If I could just say Happy New Day to everybody, and let's just encourage each other as much as we can.
All right.
That's it. And support, you know, Amazing Grace Conservatory, as well as support our Black businesses, you know, because we need to pour into our own resources and continue to do that, and support film, you know, because like I said, if we don't tell our stories, who will? And I enjoyed this time with you more than anything. And
nice.
I didn't plan to be on, you know, the entire time, but here I am. I'm sorry, forgive me for multitasking, but that's
all right. You know, and that's how it happens. You know, everybody that comes through, we you know, because it's so casual, and we're really just chopping it up, right? And
I appreciate that. I
appreciate you too. Yes. Appreciate you so much. I'll see you this weekend.
Absolutely. And continue to do the work that you're doing. We need you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great one.
All right. Make it the best day ever.
Oh, and I will.
That's right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Right. Thank you. Bye. Yes. My good friend Wendy Racquel Robinson joining us here on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. You can view this on demand at the Facebook page, Coffee Conversations with Greg J, Hannibal Media Group, my personal page, Beach City Perspective, that's our news platform, or go over to the website, Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. You'll see Coffee Conversations with Greg J there. Go on YouTube, hit that playlist, Coffee Conversations with Greg J. We'll repurpose the audio, put it out as a podcast, wherever you get your favorite podcast, Google, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart, just wherever you want to do it, man. Let's get it, okay? Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, hey? And remember, love one another. Love one another. Love one another. Yeah. Peace and blessings.